Now, we're going to be doing transfer videos every single day now until the transfer window ends, end of January, of course, so maybe like a week's worth of episodes now. Yeah, excuse that cookie. I actually didn't like it, to be honest. I'm usually a bit of a cookie kind of guy, but that one, that's some high protein one, and yeah, didn't really enjoy it. So today's episode is 6 rumoured transfers that are going to be happening between now and the end of, obviously, January. They're very big, some very huge players in this episode. It's going to be a very, very big episode. Now, hopefully, there's going to be enough transfers happening that I can do one rumoured, one confirmed, one rumoured, one confirmed, you know, in days like that, basically. So tomorrow's video will be a confirmed transfer episode on Sunday. So if you guys want to see that, drop a like and a thumbs up down below. Greatly appreciated. We got to go in this transfer series now. I've got to try and get so many players to you guys and try and cover everything before the window ends. Don't forget, exclusive outfit if you want one of these hoodies. Their link will be in the description down below. I got other colours in the wardrobe. I seem to keep wearing the black one. I think I just like the black one the most. But anyway, let's get into the first player, and it is, of course, Aubameyang. This week, this guy, well, last week as well, there's been a lot of rumours around this guy, and it just seems to be that Arsenal are going to be the ones to sign him. Now, what we do know is that Dortmund have actually already rejected a bid for, I think it was 50 or 60 million. I'll try and find out exactly in a minute, for Aubameyang from Arsenal. So it's proven that Arsenal are trying to get this guy. There's been leaked pictures of, you know, Arsenal representatives in Dortmund trying to speak to, obviously, Dortmund about getting the player. So we've got an article here, Sky Sports News today, actually. Borussia Dortmund have left the door open for Arsenal to sign Aubameyang, but insist certain demands must be met, alright? Now, the Bundesliga club have already rejected a bid in excess of £50 million, so there you go, what I was saying earlier, for the 28-year-old forward, but say a deal could be reached if they basically Dortmund want 60 million, so they want 10 million more. Now, if I'm Arsenal, I pay that up, because the fans are not very happy at the minute, so I'm going to pay that extra 10 million, try and get one of the most, you know, one of the best strikers probably in Europe, maybe. That's something for you guys to debate with. Now, Dortmund's basically sporting director actually come out and said, we are prepared to implement a transfer under certain perimeters, okay, and only if these perimeters are basically fully met. Arsenal have made several attempts so far to sign Aubameyang, and they've all been rejected. This is the Borussia Dortmund's chief exec, so this is concrete information, concrete rumours. Either our demands are fulfilled, then there can be another transfer, or they will not be fulfilled, and Aubameyang will play for Dortmund until the summer. So there you go. Borussia Dortmund have actually, you know, given an ultimatum to Arsenal. They're saying pay up or we're going to keep him till the summer. So Arsenal, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? He also said, by the way, this has also been discussed with and accepted by the Aubameyang family. So wages and stuff, Aubameyang's happy to move to Arsenal. It's just whether Arsenal are going to pay up for him. If you're Arsenal, just pay the £10 million more. Arsenal fans want it badly. So that was the first player of this episode. Now, I'm going to talk about someone that actually connects with the Aubameyang transfer. Someone that if the transfer goes through, it means that a player is going to leave the club, alright? Now, we're still talking about Arsenal, so let's talk about Giroud. So we're actually going to talk about a striker leaving Arsenal now, which is not great considering they need strikers and stuff. But this one is going to surprise a lot of you. Giroud to Chelsea. There's the latest rumour coming out this week. So this is a very strange situation. Obviously, we know Chelsea. If you watched my last episode, they've been interested in Peter Crouch, Edin Dzeko, even, who's the other one? There was another player, wasn't there? Another big striker, another big, Vokes. Was it Vokes from Burnley? Yeah, I think it was. Anyway, Chelsea been doing some weird stuff. But anyway, it looks like they can't get any of them players. Edin Dzeko's the only one they maybe can get, but if they can't get him, then they're going to go for Giroud from Arsenal if Aubameyang joins Arsenal. Very strange, very weird stuff. So, okay, let's read what it says on Sky Sports News today. This is fresh information. Now, Olivier Giroud has emerged as a loan target for Chelsea before the deadline, so they only want to get him on loan, which is very weird and very strange. Can't see Arsenal loaning a striker to Chelsea. Like, that just doesn't sit well. That doesn't go down well, does it? Now, with a deal for Roma's Edin Dzeko looking increasingly unlikely, the Blues are watching on with interest as their London rivals try to sign Aubameyang, and with their continued talks for Borussia Dortmund. Gunners boss Arsene Wenger has said he will only let French striker Giroud leave Emirates, okay, leave the Emirates, or whatever you want to call it, if they can sign a new striker before the end of the transfer window. So that's right, there's a couple of transfers here that I think are going to happen if they do, if the first one happens. So there's going to be there's a bit of a knock-on effect, really, a bit of a dominoes effect. If Arsenal sign Aubameyang, then Giroud will go to Chelsea on loan, which is very, very strange, but I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know what to make of this. I think Giroud on his day is a very good player. I think he's a very good hold-up player, and it seems to me that Chelsea are trying to sign a striker that does exactly that. They've been linked with every hold-up striker I can think of in Europe currently. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty interesting stuff. Obviously, Chelsea signing another London club's a striker, one of the main strikers, one that's been there for years. It's just very, very strange, but that's all connected to Aubameyang. Let's move into the third player. Now, weirdly, we've got an ex-Premier League player here who's been at quite a few different clubs. He's actually looking to get back into football. I thought he actually retired, but it turns out he hasn't retired. It's Tim Cahill. He might be going back to Millwall, club that he's been previously at, and he's actually, well, let's just read the Sky Sports News article from today, okay? Tim Cahill offered Millwall contract after flying into London for talks over a, sensational return. Tim Cahill has been offered a contract to return to former club Millwall after flying into London on Friday, according to Sky sources. The 38-year-old who's been playing in his native Australia has been holding talks over a return to the club, at which he spent 6 years before signing for Everton. 6 years he was at Millwall. Now, listen to this, okay? The Australian international left at Melbourne City in December, but remains focused on playing at the 2018 World Cup. So, he still thinks he's got a chance to get into that World Cup squad. Now, playing for no one is not going to get him into the team, okay? So, obviously, going back to Millwall gives him a bit of a chance to. So, the former New York Red Bulls and Shanghai Shenhua midfielder believes he needs regular game time after helping Australia qualify for this summer's tournament in Russia. So, he is still playing for Australia, and he has still helped them recently. If you didn't know, he actually began his professional career in England with Millwall in 1998 and played a key role in the Championship side's surprise run to the FA Cup final, which they lost to Man United in 2004. So, yeah, it looks like Tim Cahill is going to get back into football. Looks like he's trying to get himself into the World Cup squad next year. Looks like he's going to be a player returning to his former club. This seems to be happening more and more regular these days. I seem to think like 10, 20 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, whatever you want to call it, players never really went back to the old clubs, but now these days, it's so easy and a lot of players are doing it. So there is the third player. Let's move into the fourth player now. We got a couple of options to go through here, and I'm actually going to go for Karim Benzema to Arsenal. Now, Arsenal need a striker, we know that, and they're linked with Karim Benzema next week to try and get him. So we know that Arsenal need a striker. We know they're trying to get, Aubameyang, but if they don't get Aubameyang, they need another option. Karim Benzema is someone they've been interested in for years now. He's not playing very well at Real Madrid. Real Madrid not playing very well, full stop. And according to reports, it looks like a deal has been agreed, alright? This is what a few reports are saying. I'm on TalkSport right now, looking at a few articles. And the top of the thing here says, Karim Benzema has agreed to leave Real Madrid for Arsenal, according to reports. Now, he's been a target of Arsene Wenger for many years. The latest reports in Spain say the 30-year-old is finally ready to move to North London. But the biggest problem is Real will not sell Benzema for any less than 52 million, pounds, alright? So, Arsenal have already had a bid rejected for 50 million for Aubameyang. They can spend 2 million more and get Benzema, or actual 10 million more on what they initially bid for and get Aubameyang, which is the best option. Now, this is what I'm going to ask you guys, alright? If you've already got 50 million and you need to, you need to stretch a little bit to get two of these players, well, one of these two players, do you spend 2 million more of your budget to get Benzema, who's very well experienced, Real Madrid, he's won everything there is to win in football, or do you go and get Aubameyang, spend 10 million more and get the player you originally wanted the most? But when I say originally wanted the most, that's not necessarily true, because Benzema's someone they've actually been linked with for years now, someone that Arsene Wenger's been interested in for absolutely years. So, I don't know, he's probably been interested in Benzema longer than he has been Aubameyang. But Bruce, I can see both of these players, potentially leaving, not necessarily to Arsenal, but Aubameyang, the chief executives come out and spoke about it. Real Madrid's form in a minute is not great. But I can see lots of things going on here. So yeah, that was the next one. Benzema's had a very good career at Arsenal, but not at Arsenal, at Real Madrid. He scored a lot of goals. He's won a lot of trophies. Won nearly everything there is to win. But will Arsenal be the next, chapter in his book? Well, we've got another week to find out. Now, we've got confirmed talks, alright, next one. So this transfer will maybe be complete in the next 1 or 2 days, potentially. We've got Lucas Moura of the Tottenham Hotspurs, okay? Now, they're actually losing to Newport, I believe, right now in the FA Cup, which is a big shot. I wonder if, obviously, Newport can hold on there, but it's not all doom and gloom for Spurs. They have got a big situation going on here, signing Lucas Moura from PSG. Tottenham are in talks to sign Lucas Moura from PSG on a permanent basis, okay? Sky Sports News understand. Now, Sky Sports News understand the two clubs are some way from actually agreeing a deal. The French club demanding a fee in the region of £23 million for the winger, which isn't big money these days, is it? Let's be honest, that's pennies. Moura's preference is a transfer to the Premier League, according to Sky sources, and the 25-year-old who was working under Pochettino at Tottenham will be the right step for his career. Now, it's actually understood that, Borussia Dortmund want to sign Lucas Moura as well if they sell Aubameyang. So, there's loads of transfers in this episode that are just consistent in this. Just realised my face cam went off, but there are loads of players, okay? There are loads of, teams, they're interested in signing this guy. Tottenham looks like the #1 destination because it looks like he wants to go to the Premier League. But let's be honest, £23 million is a bit of a bargain. Lucas Moura to Tottenham, I think it's going to happen. Last but not least, we got another player. Now, we got a player, looks like he's going to be joining Arsenal. I'm bored of talking talking about Arsenal, but they just seem to be the hot focus right now this weekend with transfers. And it seems to me that they're going to be going to try and get Johnny Evans once again. Now, another strange one, but the reason why this is twisted this week is because Alan Pardew has basically said, you offer the right money, you can have him. He said this in a match conference. So, Alan Pardew has admitted West Bromwich Albion are facing nightmare scenario over selling Johnny Evans on deadline day. So, yeah, deadline day, we're not quite there yet, but we're not far away. Now, Evans is a top target for Arsenal, while there is still interest from Manchester City, so Pep Guardiola could come in and sign him, but I think they've signed a brand new centre-back, so let's be honest, that'll be featured tomorrow. Don't think Man City are in the running for Johnny Evans anymore. Pardew is ready to listen to offers of £20 million for the Northern Irish player, of course. £20 million. Like I say, not big money these days. Apparently, the 30-year-old centre-back is pivotal? Is that even? Yeah, that's the right word. To Pardew's January plans. So, obviously, West Brom apparently are considering getting Troy Deeney as well with the cash. So, if West Brom sell Johnny Evans, they're going to go sign Troy Deeney. It's just a knock-on effect in this episode. So, guys, these are the 6 players that I think might be joining clubs between now and the end of January. Now, I'm going to give my final thoughts and opinions on these transfers and signings right now. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. End the video. First of all, we've got Lucas Moura to Spurs. I think this transfer will happen. I think he's definitely going to leave PSG. And I think he wants to go to the Premier League. Just Tottenham, you got to just cough up that money. It's not big money these days. I reckon that's a 75% chance of going to Tottenham. That's what I reckon. Johnny Evans to Arsenal is probably going to be a 50-50. I do think Arsenal are probably interested in getting another centre-back, and £20 million is, fair money these days. So that's why I think it's 50-50. If they were asking for like 50 million, then I would say no chance. Then we got obviously Aubameyang to Arsenal. I think that's a 50-50 once again. They've only got to find 10 million more to get him. They've already had a bid rejected, so we know the interest is there. We know it could happen, but will it happen? That's the big one. Tim Cahill to Millwall. I think that's a 80% chance it's going to happen. He's already flown to London. He's been offered a contract. He's got probably no better offer at the minute, so he wants to play for Australia at the World Cup. I think he's going to sign the thing. Then we've got, of course, Giroud to Chelsea. Now, I reckon that's like a 20% chance of happening. It depends on the Aubameyang, and it depends on, Arsenal getting their striker. 10% maybe, 10-20%, I really don't know, but it's not super likely. Then Benzema at Arsenal, once again, about 10% I'm going to go for. I do think, yeah, I'm going to go for 10%. Anyway, guys, take it easy, have a good weekend, peace.